You earn more money, your life gets a little bit better, but somehow there's never any extra cash, is there? No real breathing room, no feeling that you're actually getting ahead. Well, today we are going to expose this silent trap of lifestyle inflation, and I'm going to show you how to escape it without feeling like you're sacrificing anything. It's one of the weirdest paradoxes of our economy, right? Your income goes up, but your financial stress, it just doesn't seem to go down. So it really makes you wonder, if you're making more money than you ever have before, why doesn't it feel like you're winning?
And look, this isn't just a hunch or a feeling. A study from Goldman Sachs found that a pretty staggering 40% of people earning over $300,000 a year report living paycheck to paycheck. Now, that number sounds absolutely impossible, but it points to a really powerful and kind of hidden force at play.
So what's going on here? This isn't about people recklessly buying yachts or flying on private jets. Nope. For most of us, the real culprit is a much more subtle thing called lifestyle inflation. And it's this slow, quiet process that can completely sabotage your financial future without you ever even seeing it coming. Okay, so let's break this down. This high earner paradox. What exactly is this trap, and how in the world does it operate so quietly? It works like this. Your income goes up. Then, almost like magic, your expenses rise to perfectly match it. And the result, your actual wealth, your net worth, stays completely flat. It's just a series of these gradual little upgrades, a slightly nicer car, maybe some better vacations, and they all feel totally normal until you wake up years later with not a lot to show for all that hard work.
You know, a commenter on a financial forum just put it perfectly. For people with high incomes, this whole thing isn't really about survival. It's about wants that slowly, quietly escalate until they start to feel like absolute needs. And that gets right to the heart of the whole problem.
So if this is so damaging, why don't we see it happening in real time? Well, that's because the whole process is kind of designed to be invisible. It's driven by these powerful psychological traps that, honestly, we are all wired to fall into. So first up is something called the Diderot effect. It's named after this philosopher, Denis Diderot, who wrote about getting this beautiful new robe as a gift, but then all of a sudden, his old chair, his desk, everything in his study just looked shabby in comparison, and he fell into debt replacing it all. It's the exact same reason why buying a new designer couch suddenly makes your old coffee table and rug look completely unacceptable, and it just kicks off this chain reaction of spending. And that effect gets supercharged by this other thing called the hedonic treadmill. What this means is that the thrill you get from an upgrade, that new car smell, the bigger house, it fades incredibly quickly. You just return to your normal baseline level of happiness, and pretty soon you need another, even bigger upgrade just to feel that same level of excitement all over again. And this is why the trap is so dangerous. Each individual upgrade on its own feels harmless. It feels justified. You tell yourself, hey, I worked hard for this, I deserve it. But when you put them all together, these little decisions quietly crank up your fixed costs, they reduce your financial flexibility, and they basically guarantee that your comfort grows way faster than your freedom. So how do we get out of this mess? Well, the solution isn't about trying to fight these psychological triggers with sheer willpower. That's a losing battle. It's about building an automatic system that just bypasses them completely. The solution is to just completely flip the script. See, most people work on this model of spend first and then save whatever's left over at the end of the month. But the escape plan is what we call reverse budgeting. And it is all about saving first, and then you're free to spend whatever's left. You're prioritizing your future self. And the process is so simple. First, you define your goals. What are you actually saving for? Second, you calculate exactly how much you need to put aside. And then, and this is the most critical step of all, you automate it. You make your savings a non-negotiable fixed expense that gets paid the second your paycheck hits your account, before you even have a chance to think about spending it. Now, what's really cool is that this system completely reframes the entire idea of what saving even is. It's not about sacrifice anymore. It's about building freedom. It's about empowerment. As the financial expert Ramit Sethi puts it, once your savings are automated and they're just handled, you can enjoy the rest of your money completely 100% guilt-free. You've already paid the most important bill you have, the one you owe to your future self. And let's be super clear here. You're not cutting out the things you love. You are just consciously delaying excess in order to build a future that has more options and way less stress. See, delaying an upgrade is temporary, but the regret from having no savings, that can be permanent. And that really brings us to the final, crucial question that you have to ask yourself. Is your income building real wealth, or is it just building a nicer cage? Because the fastest way to true financial freedom isn't just earning more money. It's about deliberately letting your income grow faster than your life, giving you the power to choose your future instead of having it chosen for you by your monthly bills.